So, this literally just dropped a moment ago, and it's already making some pretty big claims. It's claiming complete root patching support for macOS Tahoe, all the way from 26.0 to 26.4. And not just that, it promises fixes for the biggest pain points: Wi-Fi, audio, and even GPU acceleration. Now on paper, that sounds incredible. But here's the real question. How well does it actually work on your Mac? This is OCLP Plus, an experimental tool that claims to bring full macOS Tahoe support to unsupported Macs. So in this video, we're starting simple. What exactly is OCLP Plus? Then, we'll compare it directly with OpenCore Legacy Patcher. And finally, the part that actually matters, the real test. We're installing this on an unsupported Mac running macOS Tahoe, to see what actually works, and what doesn't. Wi-Fi, audio, GPU acceleration, not just enabled, but working the way it should, or is it just another variation of tools we've already tested? So, the real and most important question is this tool actually for your unsupported Mac? Can it finally run macOS Tahoe properly, without compromises? Or, is it just another promise? Let's find out. Now the latest version of this app was released literally a minute ago. And it claims full macOS Tahoe root patching support, from version 26.0 all the way up to 26.4. In simple terms, this means it aims to fix major issues like Wi-Fi, audio, and even GPU acceleration on unsupported Macs. Downloading this app is extremely simple. Just go to their official GitHub page, the link is in the video description, and download it. The size and installation process are exactly the same as before. Nothing has changed. Once downloaded, install the app on your unsupported Mac. Now let's compare this app side by side with the original OpenCore Legacy Patcher version 3.0.0, which also brings macOS Tahoe support to unsupported Macs. And if you want a deeper understanding of OpenCore, make sure to check out my OpenCore playlist on the channel. So first, I opened OCLP Plus side by side with the original OpenCore Legacy Patcher 3.0. And visually, they're identical. Same icon, same UI, same layout. No changes in buttons, no design differences, nothing. Even diving into settings, build, extras, advanced, security, SMBIOS, it's all the same. Which tells you one thing. This is basically the same app, just modified under the hood. But the real difference shows up in one place: post-install root patches. On the original OpenCore Legacy Patcher, there are currently no patches available, mainly because the OS isn't supported yet. But on OCLP Plus, you actually get options: Wi-Fi and audio drivers. The kind of fixes that are supposed to solve the biggest issues. So of course, I installed them. Once that's done, just reboot your Mac. And right after the restart, the first thing I tested was Wi-Fi. Still not working. So I went back, checked for new patches. Nothing. The root volume is already patched, so the only option left is to revert. And as soon as you revert, it just offers the same Wi-Fi and audio patches again. You install them, and end up right back in the same place. It's basically a loop. I tested this across multiple unsupported Macs, different models, different years, and the result was exactly the same. Even after doing a full macOS install using this app, and then applying the patches, still no difference. Same outcome every time. So right now, on older unsupported Macs, this isn't really delivering on those big promises. But here's the twist. It might actually work better on Hackintosh, which is kinda unexpected, because the original OpenCore Legacy Patcher is not designed for Hackintosh. But OCLP Plus is different. It's experimental, it's modified, and it behaves differently. In fact, if you look at their official page, something feels off. They show a Mac Pro 2019. But with a 12th Gen Core i7. That's not possible. Real Mac Pro 2019 uses Xeon processors, not Core i7. And definitely not 12th Gen. Different socket, different architecture. It literally cannot work. So what you're actually looking at is definitely a Hackintosh, because no Mac has ever shipped with a 12th Gen processor. Apple moved to Apple Silicon after the 10th Gen Intel Macs. If you have a 10th gen processor, you can still officially install macOS Tahoe on it, like the 2019 MacBook Pro. And that lines up with what they mention. This is an experimental project for advanced users. So here's the bottom line. If you're on an older unsupported Mac, this isn't ready yet. At least not based on my testing. If you're running a Hackintosh with a decent processor, you might have better luck. And just to be clear, this isn't criticism. The developers are doing some seriously impressive work here. This is just about awareness. Because when something claims full support, it's easy to get excited and install it right away. But real-world results matter. So for now, test it if you want, but do it on a separate machine. Don't try this on your main system, especially if you're using an older unsupported Mac. So at least for now, it doesn't really solve that problem either. And yeah, I'll keep testing this as updates roll out.